Hey, welcome Stone Transport to the second quarter StoneCast. Obviously, see it's a little bit different than our last one. We're trying to slowly improve this. Emily and I have come a long way so far. I think we've been doing this for, I don't know, a year now, a little over a year.
A little over, yeah.
Started in my office, and then we went over to more of a news format, and then
variations.
Now we're here, and obviously this is kind of what we're trying to go for, just more of a relaxed feel. The biggest thing, what we're trying to do is just make it a little bit more casual.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to be sitting here reading news reports for you. We just want it to be a little bit more casual.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we have the ability now to start inviting some people into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have the technology now, and we have a good partner that we're teaming with in order to make that happen. So, hopefully we'll be able to start adding in employees into these conversations, hear about stories, trials and tribulations, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Right.
Some customers, I'd love to, be able to bring them in and just talk about, what they do and how we service our customers and what we do there. Industry experts, wouldn't mind trying to get some people to talk, maybe some safety options, some safety information, just general transportation, overview and the industry and where it's going. So, it's going to be exciting as we continue to do this, but, we've come a long way so far with the overall goal of our StoneCast is information, right? Information for employees, kind of where we're at, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and trying to, make sure that we're keeping our employees informed, keeping some of our customers informed, because I know some of them are watching this from time to time. So, keeping people informed.
Right.
Talk to me about, we have Stone Spotlight that has occurred. Who are our winners? We had our safety incentive drawing winners, which is tweaked a little bit this
bit of a policy change slightly with our safety incentive program for the better. So, in the past, eligible drivers for the program, they would be put into a drawing to win bonuses. But it was limited to, who could get that. So now that we've changed it, anybody that is eligible for the safety incentive program will automatically get the $300 bonus.
Yeah, so better inclusion.
Correct.
We listen to some of our employees and they're like, "Hey, I did everything. I did a great job.
Right.
And it was like, okay, makes complete sense.
Yep.
Let's stop. Let's hit the reset button. Let's listen to our people out there, and let's make it a little bit more inclusive, but still keep the drawing.
We still have the drawing. So with that, I'd like to share out our winners for the safety incentive drawing.
Nice.
And that's going to go to our $2,000 winner is Charles Ross. Our $500 winner is Rodney Denny, and our $250 Stone credit will go to Chad Coffey. So as you can see, we did it a little bit differently, but still keeping the drawing there.
It's great.
2 bonuses, and then you get credit to the Stone store. So I know that is something that is a little bit different and new to all of our employees is our Stone apparel store.
Yeah.
So this gives them the option to be able to use that
swag
credit.
And there's some good stuff on there.
Definitely.
Your team's continually adding to it and making additions here and seasonal additions and stuff like that. So that's awesome.
A lot of good things coming up with the apparel store. So we're really excited to have people, continue to use it. As we, add in, seasonal specials and quarterly specials as well.
Another big one that we have going on, we have our attendance bonus that we pay out to all of our implants operators and our mechanics. These are for guys. The list is big. The list was big this quarter, right? Which is good. That means people are showing up to work, giving their level best, being safe. So we'll have that right after this. We'll have it,
at the end of the, our StoneCast. You'll definitely be able to see your name if you are eligible for the safety and attendance bonus for our switchers and our mechanics.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we also like to do our spotlights during this time.
Yep.
So the StoneCast is a great way for us to kind of highlight and share out some of our great employees over quarter to quarter. And with that, our Stone spotlights for Q2 for for our driver is Scotty Armstrong.
Nice.
We selected him. Obviously, he's been a driver for us for 25 years now. So awesome to see his name up here.
Heck yeah, it is.
Always a safe driver, looking out for the company, and those that are out on the road.
Yeah, and what's great about Scott, I mean, he maybe he doesn't want to be viewed but he's viewed as definitely a leader. He's kind
Correct.
of that quiet leader out there.
One of our senior drivers.
That when a new doubles driver, they end up hearing about Scott, and if they need a little tip here, a little tip there,
right.
he's quietly in the background, helping out,
100%.
which is great.
Our mechanic for the quarter, we selected a little bit different, but the Detroit shop in general. Over the last quarter, they have really stepped it up. Nate Fryer, the shop lead down there, has done a phenomenal job of being able to just take them to the next level and be one of our premier shops in our fleet.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but like really great things about drivers. You're like, oh my gosh, the repairs. I drop a trailer off. I drop a piece of equipment off. I pick it up. Everything that I wrote up was done properly. Everything that needed to be repaired was repaired with quality. So.
Right.
Yeah, great job. That's awesome.
And then finally, for our support staff of the quarter, this is going to go to Cody Burton. Cody got lots of nominations as always, but he, again, in the last quarter has stepped it up, taking over a completely new lane. And while training, he's also been able to support the doubles lane that he was in beforehand. So again, just another great leader stepping up when needed. And
Cody really exemplifies somebody that really has a lot of drive. Like he literally, I mean, he'll come into my office and just ask the questions like, 100%. What else can we do? Do you have any thoughts here?
Correct.
Where's a starting point? How can I take the ball and run?
Right.
And he's always just trying to think of how to better Stone. And now he's into a new role now. He's going to be down in that Kentucky realm, kind of taking over a region, kind of being the leader down there. So any of our drivers that are down there, and we have some implant people down there as well, doing a sharing project for us. You're getting a really good one with Cody.
100%.
He's a rock star.
100%. And so that kind of rounds up our highlights and our spotlights that we want to share and we want to continue to share every StoneCast. But to continue the conversation, what do you feel the company's biggest focus is, going into this next quarter?
Sure. Well, honestly, first and foremost is safety, right? Like it's 100% being safe. And one thing that I'm seeing, which has been great, is our ability to get our clean inspections. Like we're starting to get like a routine. There was a time where a clean inspection is once every in a blue moon. And now we're seeing it happen multiple times a week. It's happening consistently a week, which means, our drivers, our maintenance team working together, repairing what needs to be repaired. Our drivers are doing inspections, which is great. So, I mean, first and foremost, it's always, our focus is being safe, right? Let's no accidents, no incidents, things like that above all, is the main thing for the quarter. The next thing when I look at kind of where we're going, our fleet is dispersed, right? We're very dispersed, and we depend very heavily on outside maintenance support, vendor support. And we started really looking at our outside service spend every month, and it's a big number, and it starts going, can we do it better? Right? Can we make that outside spend? Can we take some of that outside spend and do it internally? Can we get our service trucks out there instead of sending a vendor truck out there? Can we get our service team out there to repair? It's cheaper for our company. We have a cheaper internal shop rate than an external shop rate.
Right.
So we're going to put a lot of focus on that because it's a very big spend every single month. So we want to make sure that when we spend the money, we're spending it right.
Right. Well, and investing in your people too.
Yep. And it gets us, it makes us go, okay, hey, maybe we need to hire an additional, tech here, additional tech here. Maybe we need to upgrade a service truck here or do something different here. Right. So, it's going to be a big focus of ours to really hone in on our outside service spend. And one thing that can definitely help that is our drivers, our drivers and our implant switchers. Right. What I've started to see is, we're starting to get some things where we're sending out text to certain spots where it's like, to do a mud flap, like, can you do the mud flap yourself? Right. Are you capable? And if you don't, and that's one thing going back to the Detroit shop, like I heard the education that and I've actually heard it at many of our terminals, like our maintenance team trying to educate some of our drivers. I'm not expecting any of our drivers to have, the level of knowledge that a tech has. And what I've seen is some of our techs are helping our drivers like, hey, if you have to change a mud flap, here's how you go about doing it. That's right. Awesome. Like just, if you have to change a light, here's how you go about doing. Do you want a couple lights? So when you're at, if you're parking at your home or you're parking at a spot that was agreed upon, you can do these little small maintenance pieces here and there, which just saves so
time
much.
And money.
Yeah. That mud flap that's very cheap turns into a $400 mud flap out of nowhere. So again, our maintenance team's there to help, to share the knowledge. And if our driver base can help with that, it definitely adds so much to 100%. If we can. And then obviously we got to hit our revenue targets. It's very important that we hit our revenue targets. We are a for-profit business, so we got to hit our revenue targets. So we have some idea where we're trying to hit. Right. Again, huge team effort that takes all of Stone Transport to make that happen. So, that's a big one. And then the final piece, in order to hit the revenue targets, it takes, recruitment of drivers, right? We have a lot of open positions right now that we need filled. And these positions are from Michigan all the way, down to Kentucky and
over the
down
road
to over the road. And I mean, there's a lot of positions to fill. So, that's huge for us to try to get to where we're trying to get to. Right. So, those are probably the big targets. Definitely. And obviously, I'd say if I had to, they're all equally important. Right. But getting to our revenue targets, really just a product of getting our recruiting targets where they need to be at. Right. And, just kind of throwing it back to you on that. Right. So we're trying to recruit. We have, 20 plus positions on that we're trying to find right now as we speak. What strategies is your team? Because you guys have the tough task, 100%. Right? Trying to find really good people for these good, safe people for these roles.
Right. And how can they stay?
Yeah. Yeah. So what are strategies that you have been using? Yeah. What are you going to deploy coming up? Right. To attract talent. 100%. And then secondly, like the retention side, right? We want to make sure when people come on board that they're happy here. They feel they feel wanted. They feel appreciated, and
they want to stay. I mean, that's what we want when we bring someone on board. You're not just a number. You're not just an addition. You are a part of our team, and we want to keep you for the long haul. So how can we do that? And it's really obviously your recruiting, your retention, and your recognition. So with recruiting, we have 2 staffing coordinators, Rebecca and Angie, and primarily, their focus is using our job boards, job sites, our website. We've been getting into, a little bit more with our social media and the rebrand, and utilizing those platforms. But a big one is our people. Using referrals to find more people is huge. And that's one of the reasons why we have our referral bonus, and it's not going anywhere, because we really do want to incentivize our employees to refer or let us know, who's out there that you may know, because our best asset is our people.
Yeah, they have the best knowledge set, and getting, our employees, getting their, friends, family members, cousin, whatever it is, right? And I remember I've heard several times from just conversations just passing through in our operations dispatch department. I've heard several. They love when they get a referral from, a driver or a mechanic that, they always, that candidate, that new employee, they're awesome. Like they're like really good, really good people, safe, like-minded goals. And I hear nothing but good things. So again, if we can get more referrals from our driver base and from our mechanic base for our roles, it's so big for us.
100%. And even, for our employees to know, our staffing department isn't, they're approachable. Their phone number is out there. So we encourage everyone to reach out to them if you've got questions, if you've got, comments on someone maybe who would be interested, but, they're not ready yet, but, I'm trying to get them on board. Talk to our staffing department. Feel free to give them a call. Because they're not, closed off. They're definitely wanting to hear from our employees.
And we're looking we're looking for positions. I mean, you might be like a Michigan-based employee at Stone Transport, but you have a friend that's down in Louisville, Kentucky.
Correct.
We might have an opportunity for them, right? It's
you
out
never
there.
know.
You never know. Right. So it doesn't hurt to ask the question.
Yes. And with that too, just, following our social media, getting on there, we're using it more and more. And like I said earlier, there is a lot of times where we do post some of our jobs on there. So feel free to share, utilize that as a tool to, help spread the word that, Stone's out there. And we're not just here in Michigan. We're in a lot of other states as well.
Yeah. And then retention side of things, I mean, that's obviously getting people to come in and want to work for Stone Transport's a big piece of it, but the retention side, that's the other one that, is always is challenging.
And I think, especially in the last couple months, what we have started doing more and more with our new hires is opening up that communication with them in their first 90 days. At 30 days, having a check-in, how are they doing? What's been, maybe, have you had a rocky start? And what was that issue? So we can prevent it from happening in the future. At 60 days, do the same thing, check in. And then at 90 days, they're able to, maybe speak a little bit more deeply with their manager. But opening up that communication with new hires that are, starting off in that first 90 days, what's the good, the bad, the ugly, or, suggestions that you might have. So I think that has been a really important piece and very helpful for us to, just learn about our process and how we can, get better.
Yep.
Secondly, being able to travel and see our different employees all over outside of Michigan, and in Michigan. But, today our driver managers and part of our HR department is going down to our Lansing terminal.
Yeah.
Being able to grill, cook, just meet drivers face-to-face, mechanics, switchers. One of my staffing coordinators is going on a ride-along later today. So just being able to get to see what a driver does or a mechanic does on a day-to-day basis, getting to know, what do you do so that we can, number one, talk to new hires about it, have a better understanding, but see if there's something oh, you're doing that, or, you don't have these tools or these resources, let's get you what you need. A couple weeks ago, we were able to go down to our Decatur shop, where we had a cookout lunch, got to meet again some of the Decatur-based drivers, mechanics as well, and then our OTR drivers, which was really cool because a lot of them I had never met face to face.
Yeah.
So we might have brought them on and recruited them, but other than that, there's not a lot of face to face communication. So being able to meet them and just have conversations was very, very cool.
Yeah, we've had a conversation. There was one driver in particular. They want to transition to a different opportunity. Correct. And we're like, okay, how can we make it happen, right? Like it want to change from what they're doing now, change to something else.
Right.
And just those are valuable conversations because we're like, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we want to take care of our Stone Transport employees and do everything that we possibly can to make sure that we can, fulfill those needs. If they have a change in something that they want to look at doing something different, okay, let's go to work, try to make it happen.
Let's figure out where that opening is so we can keep you and, and add to it.
Yeah.
Another thing, our employee recognition survey. So we started doing that last year, and it's something that we'll continue to do, year after year. But it's just another avenue for our employees to be able to voice their opinions and their either frustrations or suggestions or what's going well. Another avenue for us to really sit down and think, okay, are we doing this right? Obviously there are a group of people who feel some type of way of this issue.
Yeah.
And instead of kind of just overlooking it or not knowing it's there, seeing it, figure out how we can solve it. It might not happen, instantly, but at least it's now on the radar.
Okay.
And, another thing that I don't think a lot of our employees know about, but it's called an employee assistance program. And, I bring this up just because it's resources out there that people don't know. An employee assistance program is free for all of our employees. You do not need to be signed up to our benefits plan. So, even if you're not enrolled, what it does is it gives you tools and resources for, mental health. Maybe you're going through just a hard time in your life, financial issues. It provides free counseling sessions. And again, it's just a resource for someone to, seek help if maybe they're not enrolled in a benefits plan or don't have those resources or, just started. And so their benefits haven't kicked in, but they still have some options to, reach out to. And another way for us to just assist our employees in need.
One thing I do like that I saw getting started up, kind of a grassroots effort was we're giving the, all of our members, right? All of the operations team and maintenance team, like the ability to, or we're giving them the tools for recognition, right? Just special recognition. What's going on with that again?
Yeah, definitely. The last couple of months, we have given out all of our managers the ability to, give out gift cards, note cards, a handwritten note or something that shows their employee, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
It could be for something small or large. It doesn't, whatever the case may be, giving them the ability to say, hey, I've got this guy. He helped out another driver the other day when he didn't need to or wasn't asked to.
Yeah.
Allowing them to be able to, write out a handwritten, note, maybe stick a gift card in there, but letting them know you guys can do this. You can have the tools and the resources to appreciate your guys in that way.
Yeah. And what I like about it, it's not like you have to do this. No, it's just hey, you have here's the tools.
Right.
If you see something, call it out.
Do it.
Recognize it, right? And take the time to show the recognition.
Right.
And being recognized and feeling appreciated.
It goes a long way.
And I've seen a lot of our driver managers participating and doing it and just taking the time out of a busy day to just kind of like, hey, you know what? I want to just get this done because it helped. It made my life easier. It made Stone Transport better.
Right.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and so going on with, recognition, something else that is coming up and we like to do every year is our truck driver and mechanic appreciation weeks. So like last year, it'll be towards the end of September, but it is coming up where we do, live drawings every day. We like to do, cookouts, lunches, maybe be able to meet some drivers and mechanics face to face, which is always, fun. And then with that, last year we did the swag store, which we'll do again.
Nice.
And for all of our employees, hopefully in August, that will come out where you can go on our Stone store and purchase a few items, as swag that will be delivered to you during our appreciation weeks. And of course, free for our employees to be able to get those items. So we're excited to send that out and just be able to, celebrate our employees, whether you're a mechanic, you're a driver, you're a switcher. We take pride in those 2 weeks and we enjoy it for sure.
Great.
But, other than, our appreciation weeks, we've got our bonus programs, whether it's a clean inspection or a safety inspection. We've been able to accomplish a lot with our retention efforts, our recruiting efforts. And again, it doesn't go without our people. But with the accomplishments, what do you think our biggest accomplishment in Q2 was, going back to, previously?
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's tough to narrow it down to one, right? Because there's just so many things to be, very, very proud of, right? I mean, I look at just off the cuff when I start thinking about this, I go, we've seen a lot of growth in kind of that southern market, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi. We've seen some really nice growth down there and have added some really quality people down there, right? From the maintenance staff to the the driving group, to our drivers group. So that's been huge, right? The same probably goes for Indiana and Ohio, or Indiana and Ohio. I mean, shoot, we started with our Michigan/Indiana singles. I don't know, probably back 2020-ish time frame. I think we had 5 or 6 drivers doing it, and now, oh gosh, we're going above 30 now, right? Like the growth there is great. And Ohio the same way, right? That's really started to pick up, and we're really making headway there. So I think another great thing that I'm hearing is just this last quarter, I just truly felt like we have gotten a lot of feedback from our customers about how they value us as a support partner. And obviously we value them as well. It's a 100%. Circle. But, and the one thing that's really great is you hear a lot of good things about the drivers. Like, this guy's awesome. You're hearing more and more of that guy's awesome. Have him come back to me every day. Right. You're just hearing more of that than I can say I've heard in recent memory. Yeah. So, and then, the image of Stone Transport, has started to change a little bit. We're, the brand that we have out there, I'm hearing good feedback from that. Like, oh my gosh, that is a great looking piece of equipment going down the road. Love the brand, love the color scheme. Yeah. We like having that truck show up in our yard, and it looks good with our material in it going down the road. Right. So, getting that is hearing that feedback. Yeah. Having that pride, having that feedback is so great. So, I think that's probably my happiest thing, is that I've just heard so much, or the proudest thing that is I've just heard so much from customer feedback about how they value the work we do, which is a direct reflection of, Stone Transport as a whole. Cause it's a big machine. It takes everybody to do it. So it's really just, it's everybody's involvement there.
Absolutely. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I just have one more question.
Yeah, these were, okay.
And what is your favorite truck stop snack?
Okay. Yeah. So Emily prepped me for that. There would be kind of an odd question in there. Cause again, we are doing, we wanted to make sure that we're sending out hey, if you have any questions, and we pulled some of those in order to kind of make this Q&A a little bit. Right. We want our feedback from our employees. So before I answer any of that, but, participate in it, right? We want everybody to participate in it. It really helps us drive, helps get some information out there, answer some questions, hopefully. So, but okay, if I had to say healthy one, it depends on what mood I'm in. So my daughter's softball team, they have these little nerds. They keep them in the dugout. I'm not a real gummy sweets person, but my daughter's softball team, they put these little these gummies wrapped with nerds. And
Nerds
those
gummy
things,
clusters.
the clusters,
That was mine.
those things, you can't just have one. Like you have one, then you end up like, okay, I'm just taking a handful. So
Right.
those things have become like my new favorite, like, and I've never been that
Right.
type of person, but those, if I'm in that mood, if I'm not in that mood, I'm just going straight to like a protein bar. Like that's just something to fill me up.
Gotcha.
Food is fuel.
Yeah.
So, okay, if you're going to give me that question, then I got to throw it back to you.
Right.
Same question. Go.
Well, Nerds gummy clusters was my answer, and a large Diet Coke fountain soda, 100%.
Yes.
That's my go-to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, those are good. Those are good options. Those are very good options. So, but overall, again, speaking to the masses out there, we appreciate y'all. And here's to another good quarter.
Absolutely.
And until next time.
Yeah.
You guys all be safe out there. Thank you.